Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to AvaTrade Live Q&A. My name is Danny. I'll be giving you the webinar today. Before we will begin, as always, I would like to go through a quick sound check and to make sure that everybody can see the screen here. Let me just as well extend. First of all, we're gonna open the sidebar. Okay. Okay, let's see. Can everybody see the screen? Oh, maybe it's not turned on. There we go. There we go. Now I'm seeing that my screen is showing. The question is if you guys can see it as well. Okay, still no. Okay, oh, there we go. So, okay, so it's fixed. Very good, very good. Thank God. So, like I said, my name is Danny. This is the live Q&A webinar. We're going to begin from the beginning as always, and we will explain what will happen in the webinar. I'm just going to say that the concept of this webinar is to let you guys ask whatever you want regarding trading, AvaTrade, anything that you would like. Okay, so there is no need to wait until I get to a certain topic, or just you don't need to raise your hand. I see some people in the audience raise their hand for attention. There is just no need to do that. Okay, if you got any questions, you can put it in the question section. I'll put it down. Okay, so we're gonna begin with the common questions. Okay, we're gonna have some common questions that is written over here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put your questions right here. Okay, we're going to have common questions, and then the dynamic questions will be pasted right here. Okay, we're going to have I think 6 or 7. I don't know exactly how much can fit to this page, but roughly that number. Okay, and last part, first of all, we're going to have some information. So we have the questions that is ready, the questions that you guys will be asking. Here we're going to share some information regarding the links, how to download the app, and obviously the education center and some other things. If we'll have time, so analysis, okay, but no promises because some of the questions already have analysis in them. So if I'll explain about analysis, maybe I'll answer some different things, okay, but if not, maybe we'll get some analysis today. Okay, so let's begin with the common questions. But before that, we're gonna have this lovely disclosure. Any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only. It should not be constructed or applied as an investment advice, recommendation, or a suggestion. Okay, this webinar will be recorded and uploaded to YouTube later on. So don't be sorry if you gotta leave in the middle, or you late joiner and you couldn't quite grasp what we just spoke about. You can still see the webinar as many times as you want through our channel on YouTube. Yeah, so let me just make sure that the webinar is recorded, and then we will begin. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so everything seems in place. We're gonna have an interesting asset to begin with. First of all, let's see the question. Okay, so we said we're gonna begin with the common questions. Okay, so the common questions are: is trading easier with more money? Okay, that's a very interesting question. How can I make a trading plan? Okay, where can I find out about upcoming events and announcements? Okay, very good. How much money do I need to trade one lot with Nasdaq? And lastly, what is better, long-term or short-term? Okay, all right. We have some bunch of very interesting questions. Okay, so we're gonna begin with the first. And we're gonna paste it. Let me just quickly have a notepad so I can, there we go. Okay, and we're gonna find an asset to answer this question with. Okay, but this question, to be honest, is not really a question that requires a chart, but we're gonna We're gonna have it on anyway. Let's, how is soybean doing? Very good. Okay, I'm just gonna, before I will begin with the questions, it's important to know that this interface is through the website, okay? This one is not something that I have to download, or it's not a software. I just log into avatrade.com, okay, and I'm there. And if I log into the website and I can't see the platform, I can reach out to customer service and they're gonna apply it on my account. Okay, but I should see this interface. This interface is called the Web Trader. Okay, it's very unique platform. We have some special features. Perhaps we'll mention it in a bit. Yeah, okay. So is trading easier with more money? Okay, guys, what do you think? Let's suppose that I have, what is my balance? My balance is $10,000. Okay, $10,000. Let's suppose that instead of those $10,000, I would only have $100. Okay, what do you think? What is easier to trade with? And if you can tell me why, also don't just comment yes or no. What do you think is easier to trade with, 10,000 or 100? And if you can tell me why. Let's, in the meantime, we're gonna lunch. We've put in soybeans chart, and we're gonna expand the screen by clicking on the tiny arrows here. Okay, and now we're gonna see the numbers. So, if I have $100, okay, in my account, and I want to take the minimum, let's see. Oh, I can. Unfortunately, I can't do even that. So let's suppose that my balance would have been $100 and balance, okay, 10,000. So what is easier to trade with? Let's suppose that with $100, as you can see here, there is something called margin impact. We're going to just elaborate it just a little bit. There is also a question. Let's see if I can combine Walnut with Nasdaq. Okay, maybe we'll answer it separately, and then it will be clear for the audience. Okay, we're going to make a quick comparison. Soybeans price is nearly 1,500. Okay, 4,960 and 96. Okay, that's the price per unit, and the quantity that we choose is just one. Okay, so number of units is 1. Okay, so that means that the value, what is the value? The value is price multiply units. Okay, so the value for this is just 1,496 multiplied by 1. So the value is truly basically that number. Now, if I'm looking, okay, at the price over here, and I make comparison, I find that the margin impact is 10 times less. So because we're trading something called CFDs, that's contract for difference. Okay, leveraged. That means that we are getting leverage by default on the system. As you can see here, there is a leverage. I didn't click anything. I didn't change anything. It was there as soon as I opened soybean. So that means that I'm trading, but I don't necessarily have to have the value. Okay, if I would go to a store and I'd ask for 1 ton of soybean, just as an example, this will cost me $1,496 because we're an online platform and we are giving leverage, so I need less. How much less? I just need 10 times less because the leverage here is 1 to 10. Okay, that means that I can divide the value. Okay, let's put here margin impact. Okay, so that's value divided by leverage. Now, why am I telling you all of that? Okay, how is this related? Who knows how is this related to the question? How is this related to the question? The question here was not how much margin we need. The question was if it's easier to trade with more money, right? That was the question. So why am I explaining you here about leverage and about margin impact and about value? What is the connection? Who knows? Okay, Camille, you wrote that with more money you can do more things. Okay, so that means, let's suppose that I have 100. Can I take this position with $100? What do you think? What do you guys think? Can I take this position with $100 in balance? I can. How is that possible? Felix, please, if you can explain how it's possible. Okay, but the leverage here is 1 to 10. It's 1 to 10. If it would have been 1 to 50, I would see it, right? Exactly. So that means that I cannot acquire the bare minimum with soybean. To trade with soybean, I have to have $200 in my account. At least I need 149. Okay, if I'm being precise, I need 149. Okay, 0.75. Now, the difference between trading with larger capital to trading with smaller capital, I don't know if it's easier. Okay, I can't, I don't know, this question is a bit too precise. If it's easier, I wouldn't say the trading is easy, but let's just put it this way. You have more budget so you can do more things. Now, when you have more margin, it does a few things, okay? It helps you with few things. Initially, if I'm looking at the margin impact, that would be my bare requirement to take this position. If I don't have $149 available in my account, what will happen with the position? Who knows? What happens if I don't have enough margin, right? What do you guys think? What happens if I don't have enough margin? Exactly, so my position will be closed, and also I can't open it initially. So if, for instance, I had $200 and I have another position, okay, I have one position with a bushel with soybean with a buy, and let's suppose I want to take another buy, okay? But I can't. Why can't I do that? Because $149 is occupied with a single position. So if I have 200, I'm left with 50, okay? So that limits me to open more positions, and that limits me with sustaining the positions, okay? So again, I wouldn't say that it's easier. It just, how can I describe it? You can actually, you know what, Camille, you're right. You can do more things. You can do more things. You can sustain the positions, and you can take more positions, and you can take bigger positions. So I wouldn't say it's easier, but I would say that you have more options. Okay, so let's put it this way. Is it easier? Oh, by the way, what I wanted to do is I wanted to take the question over here. How much money do I need to trade one lot with NASDAQ? And to combine it with the question that we have now. And why would I do that? Because the margin impact and the exercise that we have done with soybean can be easily applied on NASDAQ. Okay, as you can see, this is NASDAQ, even though it's in our contract, it's US underscore tech 100. But in here, if I put NASDAQ, that is a contract. We're gonna again expand it with two tiny arrows, okay, to make it a little wider. And then we're gonna change according to the question. The question is one lot, okay, one lot. What is one lot, by the way? Lot is a measuring unit. Okay, with trading, and that can go from 10 to 100 to 1,000. Smaller assets can be even 10,000, and with currencies, as many of you know, that's 100,000. Okay, so that means that the comparison that I'm making to the number of units I'm taking is measured with lots. So for instance, if I'm trading 50% from one lot, if I'm trading 50, so with sorry, that's absolutely not the case here. That's the case. 50% gives me 50. If I go for something like silver as an example, which its lot size, it's different. As you can see here, with silver, one lot is not 100, one lot is 10,000. So 50% of that is 5,000. Okay, and if I would go for something with 1,000, so one lot could be 1,000, and 50% will be 500. Okay. Now, the question is particularly for Nasdaq, one lot, and the question is how much money is needed, right? Let's look again. How much money do I need, okay, to trade one lot with Nasdaq? So, guys, what do you think? Oops, shouldn't have done that. Let's just keep it this way for now. What do you guys think is the necessary amount to trade one lot with Nasdaq? Okay, what do you think? What is the number? I'm gonna give you guys 10 seconds to answer, and then of course I will give the answer by myself. The number on the left. Okay, it's a good answer. What is the number on the left? The margin impact, right? So we're gonna put the margin impact, but it's also important that we all know how to get there. So we're gonna do the whole process. So 1 unit for Nasdaq is 13,000. So we're gonna put 13,000 here. Okay. This is again, sorry, the number of units is 100, one lot, as we said, and the value here is 1,300,000 and 6, right? We're gonna use round numbers to help the audience understand. Actually, we're gonna be precise. Then we can make the calculation with the calculator. Okay, so if we're gonna divide a value, same exercise we've done with soybean. We're gonna take the value, $1,306,000 and 500. Okay, we're gonna divide that by 10. Oops, we're gonna divide that by by 20. As you can see, the leverage here is 20. Okay, so we're gonna take that number and we're gonna divide it by 20, and we have the margin impact. So to trade one lot with Nasdaq, this is the necessary amount. Okay, that's a very nice try, Mohammed. It's a very, very nice try, but I'm sorry for misleading you. The leverage is not 1 to 10. The leverage is 1 to 20, and this is actually a great time to tell you guys the leverage is individual. The leverage is not the same, okay, for everything. It's not. Don't think this way, because that can mislead you with the risk money management. Okay, keep in mind leverage is individual. It's advisable to check before taking a position. Okay, so how are we gonna put down the answers for those different questions? Actually, I think I have a way. We're gonna put here we're gonna put the value divided by leverage will be margin impact, okay, which is the required amount to hold or take the position. Okay, just gonna make this guy a little smaller. Okay. What about the first one? Is it easier to trade? I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I would say that more money gives you more options. Okay. It's obvious that when you can do more things, it's just more relieved than with 100 because you're more limited. But again, with definitions, I wouldn't say that it's easier. It just false to say that. How can I make a trading plan? Okay, let's see how we go about it. Okay, so guys, who can tell me what is a trading plan and why the hell would I want a trading plan when I want to have fun with trading? Okay. Okay, but if I want to have fun with trading, so a plan is not required because I can just click sell or buy and let the fun begin, right? But if I intention to make money with trading at any point, well, we still have the lovely things we wrote down yesterday, I see. Let's go with, okay, sometimes this is when it gets stuck on the sidebar, what you must do is search it again, and then it appears, okay? And our question was, how can I make a trading plan? And I was explaining, so if my intention is pure fun, like a hobby that I have no intention making money, I don't need a plan. But a plan can look very much like that. We're going to have just a very, very basic idea of a plan. Let's suppose that my yearly goal is, let's say, $12,000. Okay. So that means that my monthly goal, okay, is $1,000. Okay. Who can tell me what would be my weekly goal? Who can tell me what will be my weekly goal, guys? How many weeks do we have a month? Let's see. So guys, 1,000 divided by 4 is how much? Right? So if I'm averaging, sorry, that's completely false. So if I'm averaging 250 per week, that means that I'm supposed to get to 1,000 a month and to 12,000 a year. Okay? Now again, this refers only to my goals. Okay, there is no guarantee that I'll get to those numbers. There is also no guarantee that those numbers are realistic. Okay, but this is a plan that I'm supposed to follow. This is just on a nutshell to help me design my own strategy. Guys, with this, I can know what kind of strategy I will have. So for instance, if my intention is to trade once a week, okay, my weekly goal 250, I can just do it. Perhaps I can think of one position, right? And then this position should be 250. If I want to have, as an example, 5 positions, so this should be, okay. Now, okay, so if it would have been with, let's suppose I want to take 2 positions a month, okay, so this will be 500 per positions. There is a question here. Dauday, please, I need trading before I start trading. I don't have even basics. Please help me to get hard skills on that. Thanks. This is, first of all, thank you for the wonderful question. This is a very, very more of a request, but of course, I will do everything I can. But you should usually, if there is something specific that you would like me to show, okay, to cover, so you can put down something specific and I will cover. Okay, the basics is something, we actually have a good webinar for that, for the basics. We had it yesterday. Every Wednesday we have the ultimate trading webinar for beginners, but today is more for Q&A. But you can ask whatever you want to ask, and then we'll try and cover that. Okay, but this is a bit too general. As I was explaining, so okay, so a trading plan, it doesn't have to be annual, but like I said, this helps me understand proportions. So for instance, if I want to trade once a week, I can know how many positions I should need. Same apply for a month. Maybe if I want to make 1,000 and I want to trade not so often, maybe once a week or twice a month. So 2 positions with $500. To compose a position will be something very similar to what I'm going to show. This will be a goal. This is a goal for the positions, right? This is a goal for a month. This is a goal for a position. Let's put it this way. So I can say that 2 positions of 500 each. I'm going to put here 500. Because this is 2 positions, I can say that the time here will be 2 weeks. What else? Then I'm gonna look into soybean and I will see how much can soybean move in 2 weeks. Okay, so if this is a week, okay, by the way, why am I not getting information from the candles? Okay, this is something to also put on the table. I'm not going to get information from this platform unless I'm going to click on this button here. I'm going to change, this button over here, and I'm going to change from no Corsair to Crosshair. Okay, then if I do that, everything changes. Okay, I can see the information from the candle, clicking on the Crosshair. Then when I move my hand across the chart, it's giving me the numbers. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this time we're going to use an indicator, but usually I do the manual way. We took average to range. We're going to click here, save. After, we're going to change to a color that is more bold. What can we take, guys? Let's go with yellow. Yeah. Okay, so it appears that on weekly, what does it do, by the way, just to explain? And let's also recap. The question is, how can I make a trading plan? And I was explaining that a plan can begin from a year or from a month or from a week or even a day. Okay. Now, for every step of my plan, I have to design the proportions that would make sense to the plan. So to make 1,000, I can do it with a single position a month, and then I will design a position to make 1,000. Or I can do it with 2 positions that each of those positions will generate $500. In this case, I've brought down the numbers. 500 is my position goal. Time will be 2 weeks left. And then I've applied, because I'm planning to make during 2 weeks, I would like to know how fluctuative is soybean during a week. Okay? And this is why I'm pointing on 1W. Okay, just on a nutshell, those are minutes. When I click on 30 minutes, each candle here is 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. Okay, this one makes it an hour, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, and this one is for weeks. Okay, so that means that if I'm looking right now on last week, the 10th, this is still running because we are still in the middle of the week, okay? But this is last week, this is the 10th, okay? As you can see, there is always 7 days difference, okay? Always the 10th and then the 3rd. Okay, so if I'm gonna put the figures here, and this indicator, what it does, this indicator already summarizes it accumulates the number over here, okay, that I'm getting. Okay, it takes the average, the true range, and then it's showing me that the average true range is 53. Okay, let's make it 50 for the sake of the discussion, $50. And then I'm asking myself, what is the necessary quantity to get to $500 if it's moving 50? Okay, if it's moving 50, so let's suppose that from 1495, where is 50? I take a line. Look what happens. I take a line here from the list. I click here on the tiny arrow, and then I can grab it from the list, and then I put it somewhere on the chart, and then I'm going to put $50 higher than the price that it's at right now. 1495, that means that, okay, let's put here 1545. Okay, so that means we're gonna paint it in green, of course. Okay, yeah, so this is $50 higher. Okay, $50 higher. I'll be frank and say that this is roughly something called resistance. I know that I'm spreading a lot of information and fast, but don't worry. I'm gonna recap in a moment, and then we'll understand what's happening here. Okay. Any questions so far? By the way, because this question, how to make a plan, usually I answer it on a nutshell, and then people get disappointed. So this time I wanted to do it right. Do we have any questions regarding anything that I have said so? Of course, I will proceed. Matthias wrote down, this is the first time I'm seeing this, please proceed. Of course, I will proceed. If there are no questions, I will proceed. Okay, so we said trading plan, we brought down the numbers, we put down the average movement. Very, very nice. Okay, and we are looking at $50 higher. Problem is that, to my personal opinion, this 1545 is a bit too far because it hasn't been there a week ago, not even 2 weeks, and to be honest, it's been more than a month. As you can see, the last time that it's been there was 20th of February. Okay, so I'd rather aim for a smaller number, let's say here, okay, or maybe even here. Okay, 1520, that's $25, which is half of what we saw, $25. And now I'm going to ask you questions. How many units should we buy to make $500 with only $25 movement? Okay, or price difference. So how many units do we need, guys? Exactly. But okay. I will take the answer anyway. That's very good, guys. I want to see more answers. How many units should we buy to make $500 with $25 movement? Okay. Okay, let's try it together. So if I'll take 500 and I divide it by 25, how much is that? 20, right? Okay, now I'm going to use something that is called a take profit. Take profit is a pending order. What it does is it remembers the price. So for instance, if I put here 1520, it's going to remember that when it gets to 1520, if it gets to this price, it's going to close it with a profit. This is why it's called take profit. Okay, stop loss will do the same thing, just with the loss. So we're going to put a line here. We're going to pretend as if it's $25 down as well. Okay, let's so $25 will be 1470. Okay, here. There we go. And it's going to remember where I'm closing it with a loss. Okay, so take profit and stop loss. Okay, now if I change it to 20 like it's written here, so it should lead me to $500. Okay, obviously I got to be precise about the price that we have now, and then, oh, sorry, 25. There we go. All right. Okay, so this is not really a trading plan. In a trading plan, you need to include also something called, you must acknowledge few things. You must do analysis, okay, which you have fundamental and technical. You must also have risk money management. Okay, and optimization is something else, balance comparison and risk money management, and some other things that could also help you work more efficiency, but those are the two main ingredients. You must do analysis and you must have good risk money management. Okay, this is to make a trading plan. Like I said, those are guidelines, those are financial guidelines. It's not a formula, there is no guarantee, but it will definitely help you understand where you're standing, okay, with the account and with the progress. Any questions so far, guys? Let's see what we are left with. Where can I, okay, so this one is easy. This one is very easy. How can I make a trading plan is what we're doing now. Guys, do we have any more questions regarding anything? All right, Mohammed, you're asking me if I think they will increase the interest rate. But this is something that I don't know. I don't think that anyone in the world know the answer to that. They might increase, they might not increase. Who knows? But let me, you know what? Let me paste your question. I'm just gonna rephrase it because it's a bit too long. I'm just gonna take the the core from your question, if you don't mind. Okay. And, I'm keeping it almost the same. I just changed a few things. Okay. Where is the, okay, and we are gonna have it, but how can I paste it here? Oh. Let's see if I can use it somewhere. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's still, what is the size here? 15. Okay. Right. Okay. All right. So, okay, but do we have any questions regarding this part? Beside the, okay, so we're gonna take the answers that we have here, how to make a trading plan. We're gonna put those questions down and those answers, and we're gonna minimize it a little bit. There we go. And yeah, so analysis, risk money management, and I would say, you know what, 3 is just putting down the numbers that will get you to your goals. Okay, maybe that's very important. Okay, so we've answered that one, we've answered this one, that one as well. Where can I find maybe more information, right? It looks better. More information about Yeah. Okay, so where can I find? Now, we're gonna look at something called economic calendar. Let's go back to the platform. Let's also paste question here. Okay. And what we're going to look at right now is called economic calendar. Guys, let me remind you that this is the web trader. So to enjoy this lovely interface, I must log in to the website with my email and password. And then what I'm going to do is click here on the three lines at the left upper corner. And then I'm going to go to Discovery. And in Discovery, I have economic calendar. Sometimes it takes a moment. Okay. See, this is very simple. 1, 2, 3, right? Very, very simple. Then I can find here all kind of things regarding announcements and events. Let's see if I can also find. Okay. Okay, so I can search. I can search some things. We're gonna search something more familiar. Okay, and farming. Maybe it should be with the space. Okay, for some reason it's not finding it. Let's see why. That's gonna take us a while. Let's just look for farming. Maybe this way. Oh, I think one of the things here was marked. Okay, so this one is already obviously whatever is in gray. As you can see, the numbers here are already faded. This one is also occurred already, and whatever here it looks a little more alive, the announcement. So this is upcoming. Okay, whatever is gray and faded is already in the past. It's already occurred. You can also see here by the actual. Okay, so let me just break it down real quick, as if let's suppose there is an event and we have few things regarding that event. We have the forecast, we have the previous, we have the actual, and we have the importance, right? Or impact on the market. Yeah, so what exactly are those things? There are events that are occasional. There are events that are seasonal, like the earning season is an example. Earning season will be, can I, there you go. Okay, who can tell me what is the earning season? Guys, who knows what is the earning season? I'm sure there are some intermediate advanced clients here. Okay. Okay, so we understand that this is the times when companies, blue chip companies and other companies are releasing the reports, right? Let's see if I can show you. Oh, maybe it's not going to show me the stocks here. Okay. Okay, so the earning season is one of the seasonal occasions that we have, the events that we have. So let's suppose that we're going to take Intel is not doing so well, so it's not such a good example. Let's take Facebook. How is Facebook doing? And let's suppose that the event is another, I don't know, some feature. Okay. Actually, the event is the report. Sorry, my bad. The event has to be, the topic of the event has to be the date that it's announced. So for instance, if there is an earnings season, it's already predetermined on Facebook's stock page. Okay, Bloomberg or Yahoo Finance, whatever you want to use it for the information, you will already know when is the next release. You're supposed to know an estimation. Okay, and usually the earnings season is it happens 4 times a year, quarterly. Yes, quarterly. Sorry, 3 times a year. Okay, and that means that in every time that the companies releases their numbers, okay, there is the previous. Let's suppose that the previous, okay, just as an example, guys, those are not real numbers. So let's suppose that the last quarter the earnings was 50 billion, okay, and we anticipate based on how well Facebook performed, what will happen next. If they will increase, if they will produce more, if their reports are going to be better, or unfortunately, they're not going to do better. So if we predict them to be better, let's suppose that the forecast now is 60. Okay, they have been 50, and now we are looking for 60 billion. Okay, let's suppose that the previous was okay, was on maybe in the beginning of the year. Okay, and the forecast is announced based on that. So we have the previous and then we have the forecast. Okay, what do you guys think? If the forecast is higher, so that means that the potential for Facebook is to increase. At least we think so. We still don't know because we don't have the actual report. But we believe that based on previous performances, Facebook is going to make more money. Is that good for the stock? Does that mean that Facebook can respond with a uptrend or with a downtrend? Very good. Okay. So if it's very good, what do you think? That Facebook will increase or decrease? Increase. Okay. But still, I stated that the forecast is just a forecast. It's not really Facebook has done anything. So how come you think that it will increase? Okay. So we understand that beside how the company is actually performing, the social media impression that company has an impact on the investors. And because it has an impact on the investors, same idea of what's happening with Tesla now. I don't know if you guys are aware, but Tesla is going through some things. So you can feel that. You can ask investors and they will tell you that sometimes when they are scared, it has an impact on the stock and then it impacts back on them. Okay, so that's quite self-explanatory, but still we're going to do that anyway. If the forecast was 60 billion and the new earnings was 70 billion, okay, that means that Facebook is doing very, very well, which is increase of 20%, right? Even more. I think, how much is in percentage? Let's see. Okay, never mind. We're not there yet. So we understand if the actual was 50, the previous actual was 50, anticipated is 60, and the actual is 70, that means that they have made very good progress, and of course their stock can respond with a very nice uptrend. Okay, and it works exactly the other way around. So for instance, if I have an announcement about not something seasonal, let's suppose that I have Netflix saying that they have this new collaboration with another TV show's production, and they're gonna have another some more movies and some more content. Okay, so if they are doing something positive, okay, positive business, let's put it this way, they will, they can increase. If it's a lawsuit, right, or God forbid, bad business, so that means that they can respond with negative movement. So I know that I've expanded the answer from where can I find more information, because showing you the calendar here is not really gonna, it's just gonna answer the question, but I wanted to take it a step further. So right now we understand that few things that are mentioned here. Forecast is what we anticipate, previous is what we had before. Usually it's from right to left. We have the previous, we have the forecast, and we have the actual. As I mentioned in the beginning, what is written actual and the numbers are faded, it means that it already occurred. When numbers are white and it's bright, everything here is, it means that it's still upcoming. As you can see, this one is for May. Okay, this is the non-farming payroll. This is the productivity, actually. This is the next one. And this one is for April. As you can see, this one is for April. Okay. And it's very, very interesting and important to see the fundamental analysis. Let's see if we have time for technical as well. We are almost out of time. Okay. So in that case, let me just answer the last question here. Let me also put the answer here, even though this is really, really, really basic, but this is why I've explained. So log in, AvaTrade.com, then click on Discovery, and then click on Nomic. Right. Let's make it a little smaller. There we go. And the actually we have the last question here, but I'd rather, what is the question here? Maybe, you know what, let me take the question from the audience. This is a live Q&A, so with all the respect to those questions, I think this one is pretty common, so that's okay. Let me paste the information that I told you that I will send you. It's gonna be through the chat. Okay, guys, in the chat section, just for education, a little more videos and explanations and calculations. Very nice education center. This one is still log in and make a deposit. I do have to say that when you log in and make a deposit, guys, if you had enough with the demo, you get yourself a senior account manager that can assist you with all of your journey. Okay, with analysis, with strategy, with risk money management. Senior account manager can really straighten things up. Yeah, so if you feel that you had enough with the demo, I really recommend make a deposit, start moving. That's the best way to learn. Okay, so this is for the FAQ and help Centray. Oops, I'm gonna paste it in the chat as well. For real account. Okay, that one is for the academy. That's a little more videos and tutorials. And lastly, we're gonna, this one I usually save for the end, but I think I'm gonna give it to you now, so you'll have time to copy and paste it for yourself. As I said, when you make a deposit and you log to the website, you activate the account, you start moving, you get a senior account manager. Now that senior account manager can give you also one-on-one premium market review. So I'm gonna paste here the coupon, okay, the benefit, which you can give your senior account manager, and to tell them that you have been with Danny in the Q&A webinar and you would like to get one-on-one premium market review. Now we're gonna take who asked me that question. Okay, so we're gonna try and answer this question, guys. Do you think that the interest rate will increase again? What do you guys think? Do you think it will increase again? Do you think that the interest rate will increase again? Why is it increasing, by the way? Why is why the interest rate keep on increasing? Who knows? Okay, so right now the economies are trying to the governments are trying to stabilize the economy, right? It seems like real estate market has gone nuts. Okay, currencies all over the globe are in very big problem because we've printed. There's been a lot of money printed in the past year, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more. Actually, the whole process with the stimulus took more than a year. So what happens when you print a lot of money and you don't produce? The money loses its value, right? And then things cost more. Okay, when things cost more, there is something called recession. Oh, how can I? Okay, so let's just put the question here and then we're gonna have a quick discussion. Okay, so when we have recession and the interest rate is increased, it's supposed to stop the this action, but it also has a negative impact on the economy because banks makes money out of loans, right? What banks usually makes money out of is loans and mortgages. Mortgages are also loans, but okay, so what happens when you increase the interest rate? You're strengthening the banks, but you're hurting the loan takers. So people are more afraid to take mortgages, which is dropping the increase for the banks. Okay, so it has two sides, this decision to increase the interest rate. And as I said before, to whoever asked this question, I don't know. Maybe they will increase, maybe they don't. But I can assure you that this decision will have an impact on the market. Those kind of decisions, let me show you. Okay, you can see here that in the importance, there is high, there is low, and there is medium. So interest rate decisions is usually red. Okay, it's usually very high. So this is things that I would have watched. I would have want to watch. Okay, the interest rate decisions, very interesting to see the decision. Okay. So guys, it's been a pleasure. I think this is our time for today, so we'll have to disclose. So it's been a pleasure. I'd like to thank you all for joining today to the live Q&A webinar. I'm sorry that I couldn't take other questions because we didn't have a lot of time, but we've covered what we could. So I wish you all best of luck with your training. Make a lot of money and have a good day.